Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Kobbie Mainoo told Manchester United that he wants to leave on loan to play first team football because they told him that his competition is Fernandes, the captain, which is almost impossible for you to displace him on that team.
For real, man.
I think that's the problem Amorim made in that statement. You can't tell a player that his own competition is the captain that normally produces normally produces high numbers.
Yes.
So displacing him as if you can be playing once, but displacing him permanently on that team is going to be hard. So I think that's part of the problem with Kobbie. Then he has to tell them, let me leave on loan. But Manchester United told him no, that he's going to stay at Manchester United.
Godwin, you are the one that created this scenario at Manchester United because you forced Bruno off his position. Kobbie was the only concurrent starter for Manchester United under Erik ten Hag. We all know this.
Until he went on injury.
Until he went on injury, simple. And it's kind of, I would say now, it's kind of a travesty that you have this guy who has been there, who has come good for the team, who has gotten under what we had under this guy, Erik ten Hag. This guy was the only shining light in that midfield. Now, Amorim, you see, it's still the same cycle of player power or manager power that we are seeing at Manchester United. Under Erik ten Hag, it was manager power, the benching of Cristiano Ronaldo, freezing out of Scott McTominay, and a couple of other guys, people who later came good for him, including Maguire. Under this guy now, we've seen the likes of Mainoo now, struggling to even get minutes to play football. You take your 10, play him out of his position, play him in his weak spots, and then allow him be in the crosshairs of the media. It's not, look at the statement he made after that game that the players spoke loudly. What do you mean that the players spoke loud that they don't want you because they didn't perform? The players spoke loudly. What, you go out and you made that type of statement. You understand me? So I think Kobbie Mainoo is well within his right to come in and say, look, I can't get a start here. I want to go on loan.
I think apart from
I want to even leave safe.
No, so I think part of the problem I have with this is that selling him is the direct competition is Bruno Fernandes. Even if as a player, it's going to be tough. If he said that probably you can play and I can change formation for you to play sometimes, but saying directly that how more it go hard, Bruno they produce numbers, whether he plays as a deep line midfielder or as an attacking midfielder, that guy they produce double digits. Or,
if they produce double digits,
it's going to be hard. But him wanting to leave Manchester United, I don't think Manchester United will let him go.
Shebi, you want 250 million, 250,000 pounds on your new contract. Now you know if you compete with Bruno.
I'd make him go fight now.
Fight down! You want your weight. I don't sit down. Amorim is the problem. We agree. You want your weight in gold. Fight for it. You want to be the king of the team. Fight for it.
Shebi Bruno na the captain, abi.
Waiting the happen for there is simple. I've said it before and I'll say it again. He's playing a two midfield position. Casemiro and Ugarte. Or Casemiro and Ugarte on this side, on the defensive side.
And Kobbie Mainoo
and Fernandes.
On the other side.
If you look at last season, let me now go back to the stats for last season. I think short passes and long passes accurately. Kobbie had more. Based on the ones he played though, had more accuracy than Bruno. Not that he had more passes, so he had more accuracies than Bruno because he was picking his passes. And whenever he picks his pass, he sent it accurately. So I think Bruno had about 78% on long passes, 78%, while Kobbie had about 86%. If you look at that, that's more accuracy than Bruno's passes. But Bruno is always picking up passes and losing the ball last season. Now, this season, the first two games, he has sat on the bench. And the coach makes that statement that your competition is Bruno. I think the interview after the second game, Rio Ferdinand made a statement. He said, when we were that young, we'll go to the gaffer and say, senior man, bros, daddy, mpa, wait till we do why we know they get minutes. You don't come to the press and make those statements. You go to his office. And he's the manager. You go to his office and say, sir.
How did Kobbie go to the press now in this scenario?
Calm down, let me finish. You go to the man and say, sir, privately in his office, not when your teammates are gathered, and question him. You go, sir, please, I want to know what I'm doing wrong that makes me not get minutes. Because I want to play for this great club. I want to get minutes. I want to play football. Then manager will tell you, okay, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're not doing this right, you're not doing this right, you're doing this right, this is what you're doing wrong. Then you go and put it into work. You go to training. But at the moment now, he's told you your competition is Bruno Fernandes, which means you have to put in more work. Which means you have to be more creative. Which means
Godwin, I have a quick point to make on this one now. Bruno Fernandes, is he the captain of Manchester United? Yes.
Yes.
is he a captain that sits on the bench like Reece James did the better part of last season? Somebody else will come in with the captain
Reece James
band.
was off injured.
Will come in with the captain band, and then when they bring him on, the guy will give him back the band. Bruno is not that type of captain. He's a starting captain. If you go back this season, last season, look at when Bruno was subbed. Bruno has always been subbed at the what would I call it now? At the 70th minute going down. That means Kobbie has just 10, 15 or 20 minutes of football to play if Bruno is taking off. That's a strong if. And you tell me that he doesn't have a right to feel worried about his place in the team.
What the problem is
Simple.
not about when he's playing or when he's playing. The problem for me is that his competition is Bruno Fernandes. So he understands that competition is tough for him, and he's 20 years old. But
and you want go permanently now. No say don't come for the
Go
club.
permanently. Now clubs they will go buy him now.
Let's see if he's going to get his slow move. But I don't think Manchester United said no already for that particular request. But let's see. Anything can happen in 2 days or 3 days. But let's see.